Well, from healthy eating to looking after your gut, your wellness, your beauty, your stress, your vitamins. And here's a company that was founded in the year 2019 and does just that with a number of their healthy packs and products. And I'm talking about Wellbeing Nutrition. Avnish Chhabria is the founder, now joining in. Avinash, I want to start off with that, debate that goes on about collagen, because I've looked it up myself. Yes, of course, there is a lot of data saying that it is very beneficial in the long run, but then there's studies which say we don't really know the long-term benefits of a collagen powder or a medicine. So how would you like to address these concerns?
Look, there's a lot of clinical research and studies that have now been done on oral collagen. I think the primitive measure that we're all trying to understand is what extent of collagen is really shown clinically to benefit any kind of long-term results in both bone and joint, skin and hair. I think what's now changed the narrative very consciously is the type of collagen you're taking is more relevant to the form case. There's a lot of new nanotechnology which is now happening on hydrolysis of collagen. I think the benefit really comes from long-term studies that we've established now in different countries on different types of bodies that have taken sustainable uses of collagen for a longer period of time, over 6 to 12 weeks. There is no arbit change in the clinical sort of trials that we've done, but I think liposomal delivery of collagen, nanotechnology, which makes the collagen particle size a lot smaller, thereby increasing the bioavailability in the body, that has shown significant research studies. I think the challenge has been in identifying the cleaner sources of collagen, which are hydrolyzed to a smaller particle size. A lot of that has changed the narrative. Yes, does collagen help in longer term benefits? Absolutely. There's a lot of clinical trials and study available. I think naysayers will always be around in saying there isn't much research, but research clearly proves that the benefits are there.
But people are still a little bit wary when it comes to taking these powders, these products. There are a number of players that already exist within the space. So tell us about the ingredients that you use and what makes your company and your flavors and your products stand out.
Sure, absolutely. I think what makes us extremely different versus any collagen that we've seen over the last 15 years is the particle size of the collagen. So we use something called nanodeltons. What that really means is the pores in the size of in your body, in your gut, are about 4,500 Dalton in molecular size. Any collagen which is heavier in weight or larger in molecular size will never get absorbed by the gut. What makes well-being extremely different is the processes that we follow in ensuring the particle size is under 2,000 Daltons, which is half the size of the pores of the gut. This is what is revolutionary in the nutrition technology that we use. And it also comes from a very specific place, which is Korea. This is not tilapia fish. It's actually what we extract is the skin scales of salmon fish, which allows the water to be extremely clear, high temperatures, and hence better bioavailability of our collagen versus others.
And give us a sense as to how business is doing, how much you've sold, what your financials look like, what the outlook is on your annual recurring revenue.
ARR this year is slated to be around 250 crores. We've just opened up our export market. Export is showing significant growth. This year is slated to be over 100 crores in revenue from export. India is growing very well. We've established 100% growth. We're CM3 positive, hopeful to be break even by March this year.
And how tough is it now, Avinash, for companies really to have false claims and, marketing gimmicks that products are healthy? How easy is it, on the other hand, to now launch some new products and new product categories because there's so very many players out there?
I'd say the FSSAI has implemented a lot of strict guidelines, product safety, and sort of tried to prevent misleading claims. I think they require a lot of more sort of labeling and scientific substantiation on these health claims. I feel the adherence of standards for ingredients and quality are fairly low in India, which haven't been sort of adapted with the FDA globally. To me personally, the enforcement and monitoring mechanisms are still very, very poor in this country. Is there excessive competition? Yes. Anyone that has a machine, anyone that's been a CMO for many years is now started launching their brand. The transparency is dwindling, and I think the FSSAI and a lot of bodies need to do more about this. But fortunately, we have guys like the Food Farmer and like Unbox Health that are all sort of creating awareness and sort of label literacy. I think that's where the consumer mindset is also moving. Let's go back and read the labels. Let's understand what's aspartame. Let's understand what artificial sugar, sweeteners, stabilizers are. A lot of products have these codes at the back of the pack. Let's question them, what they're for. A lot of this literacy has evolved. I think it hasn't peaked just about yet because India is waking up to understand labels. Is it easier to launch a nutraceutical brand in the country? It's become far simpler than versus 3 years ago. The lapse of laws, anyone can go out and apply for an FSSAI license and within 5 days, go out and start selling your products. I think larger e-commerce platforms need to also take this in their stride and sort of put stricter norms and guidelines on which brand, what's their efficacy, what's the efficacy studies behind it, are they third-party lab tested? A lot of this is creating chaos in consumers' minds, but I think it will all sort of subside in the next few years, given that the FDA and FSSAI have come together to create more stringent guidelines.
Is cost and is pricing a bit of a concern? Because that always seems to be the lingering doubt or concern when people go to pick up these products. You're paying a very heavy price tag. Is that something that you look at? How are your products priced?
Consumers, I think, at least the market that we relay in or the customers that we're looking for are more value conscious versus price conscious. Everyone understands the differential between finding a good quality product which has clinicals and trial data available at the back of it versus us selling you a food item which claims vitamin C and zinc, which doesn't really have any clinical studies. So there is a high inflation cost that we're seeing in a lot of the nutrition products. Fortunate for us, we're importing a lot of these ingredients, and hence there isn't a price-conscious behavior, but a more value-conscious consumer that's looking to buy cleaner, more plant-based nutrients. If you're going out to look for scientific studies and scientific evidence, a lot of that is available in the West, but not so much in India. So companies like us are dependent on companies overseas that create this clinical data availability for us, and hence we import them. Unfortunately, price is always going to be a barrier to sort of create more adoption in this industry.
And what's the long-term game plan? Where do you see Wellbeing Nutrition headed years from now?
Today, where I think we're focused on two core categories, the beauty from inside out, the sort of innate beauty, and then we're looking at sports and performance. I think protein is a very interesting market that we haven't really evolved into. We're consciously looking at newer forms of protein. We're looking at how we can sort of make this more sort of common fray. I think protein has been a very expensive product in the market so far. And I think India needs to, India being almost 75% protein deficient, I think we're building out on new protein technologies. We're trying to change a few habit lifestyles of how consumers eat their breakfast and how we can sustainably change that to sort of eating healthier. What can we include in the breakfast cereal? What can we include in your midday meal is what we're working on. We're working on really innovative technologies, which are both moving the nutrition category, both from the medicine cabinet now to the vanity cabinet. We're trying to build products and services that align the inclusive health benefits. We're not just looking at purely products. I think services are going to add a beautiful layer on top, which allow consumers to customize their diets, customize how they're feeling for that one particular day and take the right kind of nutrition for that day versus more long-term. I think that's the focus now in building more personalized solutions for consumers.
Okay, good to have you on board. Thank you for joining in.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.